Okay, we're back in this demo account again. Just in case you're wondering, it's a demo account. So, I had a buy down here on the this is Eurodollar, and the thing is that if you look at the daily, if you can see the stop hunt on the 4-hour here, where you should have had buy limits is where they're going to stop everybody out. It's in an uptrend, so where does the stop hunt take place? In this 10 pip vacuum down here. So you would be up 40 pips had you bought down there, right? And if you would have bought here, you would have taken a 20 pip hit, but you'd be up, right? You'd be up. So if you bought here aggressively and here, this is your buying support and supply zone, demand zone, whatever you want to call it. You can call it anything you want, honestly. It's just the fact that, do you have a trade plan for that? All I'm saying is that, and I see what this channel's about is how to execute the market. So whether you are trading a cipher or batwing off your big toe, that's inconsequential. How do you get in that trade without blowing up the account? How do you get in that trade and still make money? That's all I'm saying. I'm not giving any market recommendations. My only recommendation is trade as small as you possibly can, as possible as your laziness will suffice. Because if you spread all the orders out, which I do all the time, I trade 150. So I trade 1.5 to 2 standard lots, literally entering 1Ks. With my real money, I never go past a 1K because I'd rather put an order 1 pip away from the other order. And the whole point of this is high resolution risk, high resolution trading as far as high resolution pricing. So imagine you had a store, and like they have this at gas stations. I don't know if you noticed, they got real-time updates. I used to know somebody who worked at a gas station. They said, we get calls from the headquarters like twice a day telling us to change the prices. So they have a digital, big, giant pole out there on the highway, digital readouts, and they will change that price when need be. So you're constantly adjusting prices now, in the old days, I think they would just one day they would change the price. It's 34 cents a gallon when I was a kid. I remember when it went from 30 to 34, and then when it went to 45 cents a gallon, everybody's like, huh? And that was kind of like, oh boy, you almost wanted to open your own gas station. It was starting to go up now. But so if I get in at different prices and for different reasons, or I have a stop entry, say I'm not in enough margin, I do have a buy 10K at the market here. So every time I hit this button, it buys a 10K. And this is the Eurodollar. Now look at all this chaos here. Now this may be in an uptrend, and it doesn't mean that you couldn't have counter-trend traded that for a whopping, on this wick here, on this 4-hour wick, for a whopping 100 pip winner. Okay, if you sold this bottom in time becoming a top, or just anything up here, and you got cashed out here, and you traded wick to wick, no indicator is going to tell you to get in and out of these wick to wick trades. But your order banks, you get filled, you bam, 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 right? And of course, the infamous triangle wedge entry on closing prices. Big breakout, slam up, sellers come in. Now it's just crazy. It could just be a chop fest now. Maybe there is no more grandiose giant moves in the market. And I sold the pound. I verified by my trade. I talked to a trader last night, so I'm selling the pound up here. So went short the pound into just no man's land. It went up, so I sold that. So I sold that on this account too. Let's see if we get to that chart. And I sold everything above yesterday's high in the pound. Sell new highs. So I'm about to cash out of that trade. Now that I sat in that trade all night. And I actually sold more up. This is 10 pip grid, so right up here in this area. This is the high of, I think, Monday or something. Selling up into that, I will be at break even when we come back into here. This is actually has buy limits sitting here. So I'm going to buy it back. So it's a constant yin and yang. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to buy that. So when I get out of my, a lot of people would be getting out if they sold the top of that and realize, hey, you know, maybe it's going up. They'll cover. Or maybe that's just what's happening. But in the end, really, it's about having an equal distribution of buys and sells and just having all your stuff out there to be captured by the market price. You're trying to pick up customers at different prices. And these are the customers. All these represent the customers, all these prices. So a big pullback here. I'm putting in my 2-hour buys 5 pips deep all the way down. Master stop is sitting right here. I don't know if you can see it. Not the best color scheme I'm running here, but there's a master stop right here. And these are, it's going to fill this whole thing up. This is the fill me up buttercup trade. So, and it helps if you put on that song. So that's the trade. That's as simple as that. Next problem is we go to the other situation, which is the other currencies. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're bullish or bearish. Look at all the trading you could have done on this 4-hour chart. Look at the 1-hour chart. You're seriously going to tell me you couldn't have sold this where bottoms become tops at the 50-yard line, and you could have covered here, you could have scalped to that, or you could have rode it right through the floor and bought new lows at unfair value. So auction trading. Unfair value for a 20 pip window. You could have scalped 10 pips off that one wick. And how do you know you could have done that? Because if you go to the half-hour chart, you can see that trade. 15 minute, this is in less than, I remember watching the market do this because you should have seen the tick chart when we came down here. Holy fuck me, it was incredible. Like right here, if you had a buy limit sitting here, the tick chart came unwrapped right there. Well, that's a key level, right? That's the level that goes, that's not going to survive the zoom out. That's a key level. So you're looking right. Look left isn't going to help you. Like look left is hindsight. It's look right. Right? Look right. Look right for your orders. Look left for the structure. Look right for your, right there. If you started buying right there, now if you go to the 4-hour, oh, it's amazingly this area here. Even a Gartley trader would have got in there. But see, the problem with Gartley is it's too many criteria to draw the Gartley. What they're doing, the only reason that even kind of makes sense is that this is the X to the B to the C to the D, right? But oh, it doesn't fit my Fibonacci. Well, get rid of Fibonacci. That's the answer, right? Get rid of Fibonacci. So we're still pulling back here, and Yellen is supposed to start yelling in 10 minutes. Now, she came in yelling yesterday a little early. So you saw a lot of drama in the dollar yen, and every currency pair went nuts when she opened her trap. If she was as hot as a stewardess on my plane, it would have been, if Yellen was hot, do you think that her announcements would have less impact? I guess they have to pick somebody that looks like, wow, this person must really know what they're doing, because they could never make it in a titty bar, right? They must really know what they're talking about. And, okay, so here is the possible pullback for more buying, more chance to buy a little bit of bounce here on the euro dollar. Or you could just go crashing through the floor as soon as Yellen opens her trap. Now, the yen's going up. Let's see if we can get a composite view of everybody. I have the stock market, which is struggling. It's sitting up here in the nosebleeds. We've got the dollar CAD, which I bought on this monster smackdown here. This was a 100 pip winner. Now this is where you buy every hour it's dropping, and you stop buying here and you let everything drift up that you bought, and you bought 2 hours, you got stopped out, right? I don't know if the last video I published talking about when the news came out about this thing, who's not buying down here. And this is where you come down into this weekly wick. So right now, if you bought everything below that weekly wick, you are at break even right now in that trade. Now we're going to buy more euro dollar at the market right before the news here. I'm going to buy 10Ks. I'm going to buy stop entry. And I've got my plunge to earth limits. So I'm getting in maybe half my margin's getting in at the market and the other half's going to get in on limits. So how much of your trading is, how much of your position, see, this doesn't matter. Like if you're trading moving average crossovers, it doesn't matter. It's about how do you size it? How do you get the maximum amount of use of your margin? And how many times do you put a buy stop in? When's it appropriate to put the buy stop in? Well, maybe you want to add to your position because you realize that you want to be in for the next half hour in X size because you know that'll make X. So, you know, it's a tactical, trading is a tactical issue. You know, do you just buy at the market and hope for the best? Put a wide stop in, put that 100 pip stop, put a Kelvin stop in there. How are you going to do it, right? And how long is the order going to last if it's a buy limit? So if I put this in, and I know this is a 2-hour buy limit, so how long does this last? 2 hours. This is super aggressive. 2 hours here, and this one is actually 8 hours. C3 is set to 8 hours here because I don't want to worry. I could have set this. I traded that this morning, that key. Now the 15-minute scripts might be close to the market. But that's a matter of taste and how much, the more you risk, the more you're going to make, right? Or the more, because if you're in a big position, you're risking a lot, right? You'll make more money. So the more you risk, the more you're going to make. You can't get around. There's stuff you just can't get around. It doesn't matter if you're using the celestial, if you're waiting for moon phases to change before you. I've met people, they're selling books on how to trade astrological signals. And then they'll say, look, see, when the full moon came, see how I got in here? I said, well, you could have got in there for several reasons. But really, how big did you get in there? And did you have something to take off the table on the way to your glorious target, which may never be realized? You may never see that amazing target. Okay, it was 2 minutes to Yellen. Well, about 1 minute, 10 seconds to Yellen. And the euro's coming down I'm just trying to scalp. 20, 30 pips. So if it comes down 40 pips and I buy it and it goes up 20 pips, that's good. That's good for me. British pounds coming back into profits here on the daily. We're right to the breakout point on the daily. If you started selling new highs off that wick, so you're in profits right now, and the dollar CAD, you are in profits almost, if you can consider this wick here on the weekly. This is your entry. Now we're getting slammed down in the euro, and I'm getting filled on limits, and I'm going to buy at the market, and here comes Yellen. All right, Yellen's going to be yelling. I'm going to buy at the market, 10Ks, and that's putting in the ticket is buying a 10K. Then I have this order is a stop entry, and then I have my limit orders. This is a 10K on this one key, but the market has to drop 30 pips to get filled on that whole ticket. Okay, the pound's cashing out. They just backed that up, and here she comes. Here comes the Yellen. She's going to start yelling, and there she goes. She's supposedly talking right now. Right? My atomic clock says yes, it's 10 o'clock. Now, she's going to testify, and I don't know if she's going to be in church for that. Can I get a witness? So I don't know how that works. But it doesn't matter because 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock, and everybody's like, oh, well, look at the 1 hour chart. Oof, we got to pull back. Okay, buy. If you're bullish, you're buying here, right? It's down 1 hour, buy at the market. That's the rule says. If it's down, buy at the market on the 1 hours. At least that's my rule for a market order. It's on the clock, and that's why I have closing prices. So somebody asked me about why do you have closing prices on chart? Well, so I can see where the trend here is a downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. See those trends, plus I can see the structure of it, and it's just easier than red, green candle. I have the candles on the background here. I can turn them off. It's just pure bar chart. If I condense this, it changes the whole feel and look of every. All you have to do is zoom in one level and changes the whole look and feel of everything. If I do this, you can't see the forest for the trees. So I don't go past. I can look at this, but what's happening on the left side from yesterday doesn't matter right now. I just trade every bar that's coming at me, like a cat watching a ball. I just trade what's in front of me right now. That's all that matters. Okay, now we're just going to wait. I don't know what she's saying. And that's it. So let's wait and see what happens here. And then we got some other news coming in. I don't know how big it is. And there's going to be... So here, I bought that on that 1 hour pullback. And that was very quick pullback, so it's good signal. Big, fast moves like that. So you can see that you're still up on the trade if you're holding from down here, but you're probably asking yourself, wow, I should have scalped out of something up there. No shit. And why would you sell up here after you bought down here? Because this is the floor that was taken out. So within a 10 pip window there, you can see that this is the area, this is the supply demand zone, whatever you call it, you know, trader's block. That's the trading block that I stole. That technique I stole. I like when the guy says, I'm just rehashing stuff that ICT, well, everybody can see the market. Like, there's nothing new under the sun, so there's not stealing anything. So let's wait and see how this unfolds. And we've still got the amazing call by Kelvin on the yen. The yen's going to 110. So everybody hold tight for that payout. I hope you're short. The Calvinists are short right now on the yen, waiting for that 110. Let's just go look at that target again. It's down here somewhere. Let's see if I can find 110. That's 111. That's a little bit too... No, 110. So wait for it. This is a pullback on the daily. The yen's going up. I just don't know how to tell people this. I don't want to break your heart. The yen is going up. I mean, dollar's going up against the yen. Going after this territory here. Next goal. Look at this trap trade, though. You know, if Kelvin had his head screwed on, he would have said, "I'm short from up here, dude. I know what's going on. These are auction markets. Look at this 20 pip window, 10 pip window up here, a 10 pip window up there. You risk 20 pips to make that pullback, right? No brainer." Okay, so we're loading the wagon here. It's going to go for broke here. Buy. Those are buy stops, and buy stops, buy at the market, buy in limits. Buy. Cashed out of this thing as it came back. I bought this. I actually have buy limits sitting right at the breakout point. So this is the confirmation entry. You break out, you pull back to the breakout point. You got a double bottom on the British pound. So I had a pack of orders in there. It's hard to really show off and make this. Actually, if I made $300,000 in this account, you can only imagine the people saying that, "Oh yeah, sure, you made $300,000 in a demo." So actually, if you make too much money in a demo, you're criticized. And when you blow up a demo, nobody says anything because people expect you to blow up an account. So that's the thing there. And if the euro goes up, you can damn sure that the British pound's going to follow, right? British pound's in an uptrend for the last, I don't know, week. If you're a trend trader, you can make that argument. You can make any argument you want. It's like a Rorschach test. You see what you want to see. Okay, Yellen's been speaking for 5 minutes, supposedly. And she's testifying. Hopefully she's admitting to everything she did wrong at this point. I can't hear the announcements, but let's take a look at the magical Forex factory. Okay, 9:30 she's going to testify. She already testified. 10:30 natural gas. Canceled the FOM member Evans speaks. He canceled that. He's not going to go get drunk. We still have another guy that's going to come on at 1 p.m. and speak, and then we have the federal budget balance, which nobody gives a fuck. It's yellow. And coming into Europe, there's going to be 8:30 in the morning. There's going to be core retail sales. So there's one more big chance to trade the news, and that's tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning. Big drama, retail sales, and That's it. And of course, out of Ann Arbor, you have the preliminary consumer sentiment report, which is, what the fuck is that? And so we're sitting here, we're along the euro looking for one more. We see that the buyers have come into the pound here at the double bottom, and if we get the euro to play along, then that'd be great, right? If not, I will buy this when it plunges. So this is my 2-hour limit order with a hard stop down there, big master stop, and just let it go. Let's see what happens. Natural gas storage is coming out here in 4 minutes. So that'll put the final kibosh on anything that's going on, or that'll kind of lock in stuff for all the big boys and hedge funds. This natural gas is a yellow thing, but I've seen it rock the market. Plus, it's just 10:30. Top and bottom of the hour is scalper windows. And so I bought at the market. The last hour it's down. If I'm going to trade 48 trades possible per day, I would go a half hour and I buy right now, say at the market. If I take away the all this graphics, you can see the limits. Now, had you had a limit right here, you're a genius, right? This is buying that little vapor zone, and you're up 10 pips on that trade alone. So if you put a standard lot there for that one to scalp to that, now you can just relax, sit back, and maybe you're only sitting in half for standard lot now. This is where you scalp, you pad the account, let the rest ride. It doesn't matter because you have so many tickets in here. The whole concept is that you're spreading your risk, right? So your diversification on one instrument instead of having stocks, bonds, gold, all that shit. You're just sitting there watching the diversification real time in front of you. So this is real time trading, and this is not. I don't know why people think this guy Calvin, but Calvin's getting crushed on his yen. So our thoughts and prayers are with the family and his. You really got to read what this guy said, because you talk about. I know who this guy is now. This guy is the meanest motherfucker, the biggest egomaniac. He makes me look like I'm humble. And him and I, everybody in the chat room just couldn't stand the guy. He was so arrogant. He says, "Oh no, and he only been trading for 3 fucking months." He was telling us to go fuck off. He'd been trading 3 months out of his whole life. I'm like, wow, man, what a piece of work this guy is. So when he came back, when I had this guy coming back to trounce me, it just, the more he spoke, the more I could read. Oh, I know exactly who this guy. And just the mentality of, like they say, don't be that guy. He's that guy. You read his comments. That's the most entertaining part right there. We're waiting for this. This would be the trend trade. In the 1 hour, in the 30-minute chart, it's a trend trade because if this thing closes here, we can draw our first trend line. Not to say it won't be violated, but this is closing price trend line analysis on the fly. But what I get a kick out here is to just rifle through this. All you people out there protecting this simpleton, like protecting me now, when you think about the mentality of somebody, protecting me from what? All you combine are nothing compared to me. So he is beyond, anybody that's reading what he says, you're not only a loser, you're a moron. So it's nothing compared to me. I am way too passionate than you will ever be. There's no doubt about that. Now, this is something that, too much estrogen maybe, right? He's a guy. He's a dude. So this is a comment that was made by Dave Gibson when he said, a little bit too much estrogen there, kids. Step away from the soybean oil and step away from the tofu, right? And so here it goes on with this, and I thought he'd come back and delete it, so I had to save this. It's just stellar. I would put this on my forexlosers.com site or goobertrader.com, and this is just precious. So he says, I'm way too passionate, more passionate than you will ever be. Wow, then I should just quit right now trying to be passionate. I'll just go back to being a bad trader. Then it says, I am a natural learner, not limited by my ego. Now, when people talk like that, you're a natural learner, but I'm I know more than you, but I'm here to learn, and I'm not limited by my ego. I mean, I'm not saying I don't have a fucking ego that would crush you. Like, who's even... But not to say you can't be a good trader, right? You can be a total asshole like me and be a good trader. So, but I'm not in denial, see? I'm not trying to be Mr. Nice Guy. So when I'm ripping you apart, he's afraid to post a video because I just rip it apart. I would laugh so fucking hard to go, you're basing your decision on that? Okay, how much are you going to buy there then? Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I've heard about that. Moving average crossover system, is it? You taking every signal? I take every signal I see. I'm a disciplined trader. So here we go. Now this is funny, right? I've been through this 20 years. I've been fucking dealing with the markets and trying to continually perfect, dial in. When Forex and NT4 came along, I said, oh boy, this is going to be a riot. All the dream stuff that I wish I could have done, it's almost like being your own fucking hedge fund now. So I know this guy is very young. He doesn't understand what us old people have to do. Pick up a phone. I want to buy Christmas corn. I don't want to buy December corn, because if I say December and they fill me on September and I look at my account, I'm like, what the fuck? You got me. Oh, does you say Christmas corn? All these things you had to do. So, just to give you an example how, and people that are eager to learn, when I was learning things, I never came up to the guy that knew more shit than me and go, like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is this? I suppose you're just, like, I just sit there, I shut the fuck up. Listen. Like this, Dave Gibson, I don't know, he's some esoteric guy. So what he's saying is two esoterics going over people's heads. People are like, oh, the fuck's he talking about? He's saying that your attitude, your approach, right? You're learning from stuff that you didn't even know that was your teacher, right? Like, I'm learning stuff. Who isn't learning from the guy, the homeless guy on the street? You go look and they go, look at this motherfucker. This is when I talk about martial arts. I spent $1,000 studying Tai Chi for 1 year. At the end of the thing, here comes Master Shu from San Francisco. XU is his name. XU. Shu. The guy stands there and he goes, there's 3 ways to be in the world. You can be empty to empty. That's a homeless guy. You can be empty to real. Right? I'm sorry. There's 3 ways to be. Empty to empty, you're homeless. Right? Real to real is you got a real day job and you're working really hard and making real money. But Bill Gates is empty to real. So is Steve Jobs. Empty to real. He has a thought. It's executed on a grand scale. Right? The thought, concept, first concept, idea, thought. Not, let's make a market call, right? If you don't even have a clue of how the markets behave, why the market moves the way it does. What are you looking at, And do you think that your target's going to be hit when you want it to hit? No, because there's a bunch of hemming and hawing that has to go on before we ever make it to that fucking thing. So then he says, my path to be an intraday trader. Now, before he said he didn't have time for that intraday shit, and he said, I'm getting in here, I'm letting it go. I'm short the pound, I'm short the yen, I'm going to let it go. So these people that contradict themselves and they say they're this or that, my path to be an intraday trader was very hard. He's been trading 3 years. Okay? Knowing exactly, now listen to this. This is a setup. Don't be this guy. Kelvin, I'm even if he's forget that he's a complete crybaby, insulting person. He thinks I'm actually giving people some type of, I might be getting people business. They're like, oh, you know what? Simpleton's full of shit. I'm going to go trade clouds. It might really work, right? That's what I heard the Barclays bank's using. So he says, knowing exactly what my plan is on every single session takes years to master. 3 years for him. See, this exactness and this preciseness, I'm telling you, this guy is, don't ever be this. I'm so glad this guy is writing this giant bitching rant because it's giving me the ultimate opportunity See, I'm learning from this. I would never turn the comments off. And he says, oh, he would never turn the comments off. That's right. I get free learning lessons. Fuck Harvard. Fuck MIT. What this guy is saying, if you know how to read what people say, and they really reveal themselves, right? His focus, where's his focus? I'm sure Dave Gibson could look at this and say, look what he's focused on. Like, he's not even contributing anything to my site. He says he knows all this shit, but he wouldn't give you a fucking ounce of it. Right? Ounce of it. Listen to the level of he's got so many filters on here. And this is like when you go in the recording studio and you show up and you're like, well, can't we just fix the... You know, I can't sing too well. I'm good looking, but I can't sing. Do you have auto-tune? Can we get some auto-tune on the mix? And can we get some verb that's like me? Can we get the $6,000 Gotham reverbs going? Can we get that big fucking plate, that real plate that you put that high-end transducer on? Can we get that going on? I'm not that good a singer. And then when you go live, of course, can we bring the lexicons with us? We're going live. So this is so funny because you look at this, you learn so much from the little kid pulling on your pant leg. Go, can we go to the fair again? So knowing exactly every session, years to master. I mastered price section. He goes, I will come back here and you will still be in the same miserable level if you listen to idiots like this guy. So he thinks everybody that chimes in on my site is a complete... I don't know if he goes trolling, but see, it's a personal issue, right? He takes it personally. So here we go. It gets better. I mean, this goes... You can tune out now if you don't like to hear... The examination of a wannabe trader, the psychological peering into the brain, because he just spelled it out here. Right? So you'll be in the same miserable place. So you idiots should just move on. I'm just telling everybody in this channel, unsubscribe, right? This ton guy, just move on and learn from traders that 100% they make money. Now, this is what kills me. This is the same Ricky Ricardo. You would almost think it's the same guy, right? And I know that when I was learning, I actually was so giddy about learning. I didn't even care if I made money. I just met the most interesting people. Life's a fucking journey, asshole, moron. This guy is the greediest fuck I've ever... I'm telling you. He's not alone. You come to the market because you like trading. The idea that you're going to make a trade and you sit with your feet on the beach because you just made so much fucking money? No. And if he's a successful trader, he can probably see that he's never mentioned anything what I talk about is volatility and size. The most two critical things to ever make you money in these markets is volatility and size. If you think that is not a chronic issue across anybody who's trading this, how big should I get in and how long should I be in? My exposure, right? But he speaks as if he's got the Holy Grail. Beautiful. 3 years into trading. Can you imagine this guy? If he doesn't end up like going postal in 10 years, like, because he's still not making the amount of money he thinks he's entitled to. This is the entitlement generation. So he's here to help everybody, just to let you know. Just move on and learn from traders that 100% make money. Like, I want to see proof. That doesn't mean you can even do what he does, dude. Like, this is like saying, I want to see, can you dig up an old guitarist? Can I spend the day with him? Dude, you're never going to play like Ted Nugent. You're never going to do it. You can't play Johnny B. Good like Ted Nugent played on the internet. Nobody can pick up a guitar that I can even imagine that would just rattle that off unrehearsed. He knows every lick. Relaxed. Doesn't hesitate. That's martial arts, man. You don't relax, you don't hesitate. You are literally, everything's okay. And this is a Mark Douglas thing. Everything that happens is okay. If it's not, it's inside it's in your heart or your mind that's fucking you. So he writes in caps, find people that you know. This is 100% the only way to be a profitable trader. No, the only way to be a profitable trader is to copy somebody else's trades. Copy what they do. This is what Dave Gibson's saying. I totally agree. Don't follow me. on my trades. Don't say, oh, because you know what? I can't, because I don't know how big you're in. I don't know what you had for dinner. What Dave Gislin's saying is if your life is a fucking mess, your trading's a mess. But you cannot take the rules that you use to live in real life and apply them to the market. You can't intimidate the market. You can't persuade it. It doesn't know you exist. You can't see a moving average. It doesn't respect a fib. Everything that's wrong with, and I just talking to this guy that understands this, he explained to me, empowered trading, they're not selling how to trade, dude. They're teachers. They're just teaching. All their calls suck. If you loaded the wagon on any one of their calls, you're wiped out. The New Zealand dollar trade, the cat, all these, you're like, oh, and then they don't trade, right? So their answer is, we don't trade, so we don't blow up the account. We show an okay account, we're making 10%. Look what we did this year. It's all complete bullshit, right? They must be trading on their own somewhere, or they're just making so much money selling a $39,900 course. Really? You mean you can't make $3,000 a day, Akil, trading? Like, you don't have, like, supposedly he has $1 million in his account. He's saying, another bullshit things. Don't start trading unless you got, because they don't want to lose any fucking clients. Don't start trading unless you got $100,000 in your account. Dude, if you can't turn 100 into 200, fucking stop trading. That should be your first fucking clue. If you can't take $50 and make $20 at the end of the week on a fucking micro account, stop fucking. That should be the disclaimer lead in on all my videos, because you're fucking you're doing something terribly wrong, right? Now, it'll be emotional, right? Because we all know, oh, this looks like a good place to get in. It looks like it's down, it's cheap now. Oh, I get a trend line going here. Yeah, I draw that and close. Yeah, I'm just waiting. Now, to have the patience, definitely a skill set. You might want to just stand with your nose in the corner, like, for an hour, right? Take your own time out. You have to, or hire somebody to beat you, right? Hire a hot chick to beat you up. But whatever it takes, right? Because you're gonna be a top trader. You'll be that 1% echelon. So here he says, to be a profitable trader, that's the only way. He goes, here we go. Now this is just so, what do they call it, ironic or something, or contradictory. He said, and I learned from many, except me, right? I learned supply. Now here comes the list of why he should be a winning trader. I learned supply and demand from 6 different sources. So he has a balanced diet of supply and demand. Of course, nobody there was showing him how to size the position, or even when to, right? I almost think this guy's got to be trying out for a movie, because who fucking thinks like this? So he's got 6 different sources of a supply and demand. Like, I like this guy's RSI, and I like that guy's RSI. You know what? Okay, I got an idea what RSI is. Like, really? It's following price. All these follow price. So it took him 3 years to get to this level. Now, when I talked to him 2 years ago, he was already expert, telling us, go fuck off. Everybody in the chat room on Skype told him, fuck off. If it's this guy I'm thinking about. Maybe it's not, but he could be that guy. Right? I'm not saying, but he could be that guy. So it says here, took him 3 years to get to that level. I am a master at geometry also. Wait, hold on, people. Not only do I trade the fucking your doors off, but I'm a master at geometry. Okay. He knows what an equilateral triangle is. He knows what, oh, yeah, see? I know what a 30-degree angle is. Woo, look at you. So, now it gets better. But that combined is not enough. I mean, don't stop there at geometry and supply and demand. That's not enough, people. Are you sitting down? Key knowledge lies in price action and mastering volume. This is that guy. Mastering volume and market profile and doing multiple time frame analysis takes extreme hard work to get to it. It's simple. I don't know why he says it's simple territory. But please do me a favor. Stick to staple. Now, this is the classic thing you hear from people. I've heard this closing comment to people in chat rooms. And this is a classic. Stick to simpleton or ton simple. We need losers in the business. I am the one that listened to all the podcasts. Now, listen, I've listened. I watch trade. There's probably, if he's seen it, I've seen it. Trust me. That's all I do all day is sit here and trade. So I've seen it. He says he listened to all the podcasts on chat with traders. For example, probably that is nonsense to simpleton. It's not nonsense. Somewhat what those people say is true, but you can hear inside when they're talking. If you listen closely, you can hear they've been indoctrinated with the standard operating procedure out of the public fucking schools, which is a whole nother thing. I could go off on a fucking rant. I should have a channel where, this Stapleton went off and created a political channel. He's like, let's come and tune in. I was like, dude, YouTube's the only place you can cuss like a sailor and not have to worry about it. So I wouldn't want to choke my expression. Like if I want to put feedback, if I want to make my guitar feedback and squeal, oh, we don't do that in this band. I was at this guy's house and he was doing a track for a sax, and I told this guy, dude, put some stank on it. And finally I go, now that's a good take. And the other guy that was trying to write soft jazz said, man, we have to redo that track. It looks like you let your hair down on that sax solo. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's going to be Muzak. You got to know what you're up for, right? Are you a Muzak trader? Or are you a rugged individualist trading some new guitar style? What's he doing? That Hendrix guy, he's making it feedback. Wow. Well, why don't you be that trader, right? Why do you learn from 6 sources, supply and demand? And not to mention, I don't listen to other people's stuff. Now, here's another comment. This guy's just amazing typist. Another remark about Mark Douglas. With all due respect, I listen to a lot of this stuff, but in the end, it's all practice. You could put his book into one single page about psychology. It's mastering discipline. No, it's not. It's dealing with reality. It's not denying that there's a random outcome to every trade you have, no matter how many supply and demand zone books you've read. You have to accept it only takes one motherfucker in the world to fuck up your trade. If Yellen opens her fucking yap and this thing crushes down and you think you're a fucking genius and you're in a $4 million position at the top of this expecting follow through, this is what, right? He has never been there. He hasn't made enough money to have that event happen, and you go back. I wasn't trading like I am now. We all start off as completely fucking standing in a room getting shot at, and we don't even know. I'm like, did I piss somebody off? Like, when you first open a position. But my broker said that the research department, I used to have, research department says, yeah, fundamentally it should be, okay, let's get in the trade. Big wide stop. You call the broker. Well, research department still believes in the trade, right? And I had one guy manage my money. He lost 20 grand. Currency guy. You know what? He was a member of Mensa. Let me tell you about Mensa, people. It's overrated. I mean, for making money, IQ is overrated. There are people. There are interviews with chat with whatever traders. And these guys are just like, yep, I drive truck. Look like a good place to buy. See, these people are fucking killing it. Now, you take a guy with geometry skills, supply and demand skills. He can't he has to be so right on that trade. His rightness level goes up. It's not about making money. It's about being right. I got to be right about this call. Can't you see that thing's going to there? I'm like, but what if it's not? Don't you want to make money? I never make money from stuff I don't believe in. Mark Douglas is talking about belief systems, about reality. It's so deep that it's too much, right? And everything you think about everything you think about trading is wrong. If you want to be a casino, you're making 5%. Sure, people get paid out, but you don't think the fucking casino did math on random games? Why would a casino have all that electricity running and give away free drinks if they weren't killing it? Right? Not a lot of casinos go bankrupt unless they're in New Jersey. So as he goes on and beats up my dead buddy Mark Douglas, so he says it's focus. Mark Douglas is about focusing and mindset. Focus and mindset on every single day. It's not about that. This is surface. This is like saying a car is about the paint job. the color paint. Well, you know that Cadillac, it's metal flake, it's metal flake blue. Yeah, but that's just the paint. So it's so hilarious. And this guy's saying, I think he started off saying to me, you know, you're not the only intelligent person around here. Well, so far, compare this guy. I'm the genius in the room, right? I'm the smartest guy in the room. So he says here, every single day, whatever he is preaching, he is doing to make money of it. Whatever that is. 8 hours of psychology stuff? Give me a break, man. It's a slow process. Whatever you experience in these markets. So now he's saying, I don't trust my fibs. I don't trust my supply. And he's saying, you know what? It's tough because I don't know where the market's going, right? You have to have experience in the market. So he has very little experience, but he's saying, you know, you'd have to have that. You should have that. Then we have, give me a break, man. Okay, I'm giving you all these breaks in the world. So it's a slow process. Whatever you experience in these markets, and it's all self-learning process anyway, right? So he shouldn't have taken the supply and demand courses. He shouldn't have, on a pure individual level, where you in the end are the part of the 1% of traders. He's right. He's right. But why then if that's true, why aren't I in the 1%? What I know you can only dream of. What he knows you can only dream of. He knows stuff, dude. And I know exactly what he's doing because I saw him do it in front of me. He hasn't changed a bit. He still thinks that, I said to him, you see that volume spike? Dude, I was in the trade before I waited for confirmation on a fucking volume spike. He's chasing all this supply and demand zone shit. And he's looking at the big picture in multiple timeframes, don't forget. We'll get to that, but don't be this guy. We've all been this guy. We have to unbe this guy. We have to let the market, and this is hard for men, let the market, you have to be a slave to the market. You gotta get knee pads for the market. That's what I'm saying. Because the market is what's going to pay your bill at the end of the month, end of the week, end of the day. You do what the market tells you. But see this guy, ego like that in the market? Oof, brutal. He knows. He studied hard. Wasn't easy to get this 2 years under my belt. So I'm bring it. I want to learn something from this guy. So he says, what I know you can only dream of. Yes, you little minions. I know supply and demand and volume. And your giant ego is blocking you from learning how markets really work. Well, he's talking about himself there because he says 100 pips stop losses tells everything about you. I didn't say 100 pip stop losses. I said you're trading with. You can see my stop losses don't go past 50 pips on the limit grids that I posted. And I'm going to try to post I could put every script I ever wrote if anybody wants me to do that, but I'm not going to tell you what some of these scripts aren't going to compile. I could put every script I wrote for the past 5 years. Maybe I'll do that. Then people are going to go, what the fuck does this script do? And that's where I'd have to have some kind of like a video about, oh, this is what this one means. And I'll just go the rifle through. I can kind of give you what's going on inside and how to execute each script. There's only 3 styles of execution so far. There's the single drops, which are buy stops and buy limits, and the limit drops, which limit drops says there's no markets and stops. And the other one, the hotkey, which is the buy at the market. Or you could drop a buy at the market drop. You could have I'm sure you could have a buy at the market drop. I don't have any. I like to hit a key for that because I like to think I'm actually a sniper, a shooting, killing something. It's like boom, right, boom, E-trade, baby. So I do like that. That's a good approach. And so I'm going to cash out of this trade. I'm getting out of this. I'm closing all profits actually. So unfortunately, I didn't use my close per symbol. Somebody just asked me for that. I put the code in there. You got to cut and paste. But whatever, right? And this is cashing out, and it's taking a while, as you can see, because they're all pretty much 1Ks. But I'm just trying to pad the account because the day's not over. I can't just. I'm not a walk away guy. I don't just like, yeah, putting that trade on, walk away because I just know my supply and demand zones and volume. So he's saying here, 100 pips stop losses tells you everything about you. You have no idea. And this guy runs 5 pip stops on the Frankfurt Open. I know what he's doing. That trade is like, it's ridiculous. You can make like $100. It's hit and miss. What I'm doing is making it so everybody could trade anything they wanted to. I could write a script for what he's doing, but he probably wouldn't take it from me because it's like, you know, I'm that simpleton guy. So I'm still getting out of this trade, and I'm going to put in buy limits here as soon as it gets out of the last thing. Wait till the script. I'm underwater on that very top one because I started buying this vacuum here. So he says here, oh, I hope I didn't crash the computer there. So about Mark Douglas, and he's going to say, well, 100 pip stop losses tells me everything about you. You have no idea about horizontal levels in the market. I have no idea about horizontal levels in the market. And here we go into the amazing world of ICT. At this point, we're going to cut off in ICT land. This is where he says, let's see, we have, and you don't know anything about horizontal levels in the market. Ex-bank traders know something about it, right? Ex-bank traders know something about it. Dude, that's what you think that these bankers know. People think they put these bankers on a high level. Dude, half these people are sociopaths hired to just pull the trigger. The people on the trading floor were ex-football players because they could get the orders executed on the floor. They're not fucking master traders. They're executing for a house. They aren't learning the hand signals. The bigger you are on the trading floor, you're hired. Little guys aren't going to get their orders filled, right? It's true fucking caveman shit. I'm going to put the buy limits in now. We're pulling back off that. And it's true caveman shit. People think it's some, I swear people's view of that is just so overly Hollywood-esque. They've just, their brain's fucking scrambled by, like, entertainment, like I said. These people, these goobers that are just drawn to the glamour of it. You dream of stuff, when he says you dream of, I know stuff you dream of. That's glamour. The glamour profession. Steely Dan, glamour profession. So, this goes on and on. But it's so densely packed with every word in here is so telling about how he views the markets. So ask the ex-bankers about it. But majority I met have no clue about it either. Why do I need a clue? I can see the vacuum. I can see where all the orders are. I can see when I need to sell, when I need to buy. How can't you see that? Are you that fucking retarded? You can't think for yourself. You had to ask a banker, well, show me the bank levels. And he's got this wackadoodle level if this market takes out some precision. I love when people do a precision, well, you roll around a fifth decimal point on their targets. Really? Okay, can't we just get in a 20 pip range and go home and or get some more beer or something? Can we party now? Like, okay, I'm buying now. So this is the pullback I'm buying. We're right back to the starting gate again. As wouldn't you know it, the scalpers had their fun. We're buying right now. Buy. And it's 1 minute before the top of the hour. So I'd say 5 minutes before and after the top of the hour. Somebody asked me, well, what's this 5 minute win? Look at it. It's psychotic. That's 10 pips slam up, 10 pip pullback. And here comes the top of the hour. And this will actually be on the trend line, a good trade in the end on the 30 minute. On the 30 minute, it's going to look like a genius move. Oh, yeah, you bought that trend line. What if you scalped 8 pips and you're still holding the original because that profit has not been hit? This is what I'm talking about. You scale in and out. Too much work for Kelvin. You know, he's designing another pair of jeans. And so as we go on here in the word salad, extracting, we're peering into the brain of the guy you don't want to be, or maybe everybody's still in that. Everybody's still unlearning. I'm still battling this impulse to do what I used to do. Get freaked out when I see a pullback and not seize a buying opportunity. And thinking that market's going to keep going in my favor, not taking profits when I should, going, you know what, I'm a scalper. On this one broker, I'm going to scalp the fuck out of this. I have a scalping broker. That's all he does. I have my swing broker on the other side of me. So I'm scalping here. I got the swing trader guy. He's got deeper orders. I'm on one currency, or maybe I'm on 3 pairs. Whatever you can handle mentally, right? Once you get really good at it, you have like a fucking restaurant. You're the guy walking around checking the dishes, make sure nobody has fucking poisoned the food. Now I'm going to put stops in here because I know that these are long-legged. I'm going into the C8 keys with the wider stops, and I'm launching C10 keys, which have 50 pip take profits and wider stops. So you can see my targets are coming in blue here. And I have the scalper key. This is only going to make 4 fucking pips, man. 4 fucking pips on a 6 or 8K there. This should be in there. So you can rewrite these as you see fit, redesign them, contour them to your liking. This is a buy stop. It's going to buy 8K with a 4 pip stop, which is actually 3 pips because you put the spread in there. And I'm overpaying, so it's even worse than that. This is a 6 pip loser to make 3 fucking pips, okay? Bad ratio, you got to know when to pull the trigger on that. Next ticket up is better. I could widen this, and it would actually be more probable for me to make money. Every time you press that button, you have to know your risk. It's like $2 or something. I'm pulling that button right now. Right now. We have to get follow through on this, or it's not going to happen. So, top of the hour is come and gone. Here's follow through. Most of the news is out for the day. Are we going after the high of the day? I think we are. So let that cook. Now I'll go back to the letter. So there's my, that's high trade. So now, because I want to get out. I want to take money and run. I'm always making money. I don't sit on big fucking targets with goddamn Fibonacci handles and get, oh, if it was that, why don't you get $1 million position? And yeah, why don't you get $1 million, get your fucking harmonic scanner, your Scott Carney shit, all these fucking marketers, these fucking bozos. Let's see them trade their fucking system with a gun to their head. Okay, take the trade. 1 minute chart, harmonic scanner, I got a gun to your head. It's deer hunter, right? One shot. Let's see you go one shot. And this guy thinks he's one shot from the deer hunter. This fucking mother. He's going to be blowing his brains out at the end of the movie, right? He's going to be high, stoned on all the money he made playing Russian roulette with his own fucking head, right? We've all been there, right? Maybe I could just make some money and shore up the end of the week and kind of make back what I lost. And the reason I made 120 grand in this account, I stepped in manually and traded like a whore at the market without stops. 33K, and then I did a standard lots. And I'm like, yeah, it's going up. And then I just had a dump. When I was up $58,000 in 6 hours. I had to get out. I'm out. Go flat. Yeah, of course. You think this is going to go on forever? I'm going to ride this. I'm up 56. Let your profits run. Let your profits fucking run. Dumbest fucking advice I've ever heard in my life. And you still hear dumb advice, like stuff that doesn't fit your personality. I'm more like Trader Dante. If you listen to Trader Dante, I'm that guy. I'm the American version, but with scripts. We think alike. We're on the same page. So then he says, going back to the majority have no clue about it either. What was the last time you learned anything new, pal? He's talking to me now. When was the last time you learned anything new, pal? Dude, I'm always learning. I'm learning on the fly, real fucking time. I do fucking videos real time. So I'm calling the market as it unfolds. I'm taking the risk of people going, man, not only do you not know how to trade, because you don't know how to trade, but Jesus Christ, good thing you're in a demo the way you fucking trade. I'm sorry, praises. You should be on a demo. Look at you. What kind of trades you're doing. He's not even looking out for my welfare. Imagine he's a passionate guy, but not passionate towards other people. Only passionate in his own egomaniac. He knows the inner circle secrets. So dude, I'm constantly learning. This is what we do. Every word I am saying, you will mock and try to insult me with your humor and grandstanding. Well, I guess he's right there. I don't think I'm mocking. I'm just making this, like like in the guy in the dojo gets knocked over, and we all say, okay, let's talk about that fucking way that he just took him down. Okay, people, let's just take a break from our normal format. How did you? I told you a story about the one-armed guy I had to fight in martial arts, and I gave him a break. I gave him the one-arm break. He beat the shit out of me. Never been knocked out in my life, motherfucker. I said, okay, fucker. I'm not going to give you the cripple break. I'm not going to give you the fucking... You can't even use any words anymore. You can't say cripple. You can't say retarded. Fuck all that shit, right? This crippled, retarded motherfucker comes at me one arm. I said, okay, no more one-arm break for you. I'm not going to treat you like a girl. And I come beat the shit out of this guy. Had to. Now, this was very intuitively difficult. I'm beating up on a cripple or a fucking amputee? Fill in the blank, right? Call it what you want. This is what I just torn. I'm a nice guy. Doggone it, people like me. So, I was torn there, too. So, we're all torn. We get in these markets, we're torn, right? What we've learned and what it should be. As Zeppelin said, what is and what shall never be. The finest lines ever spoken in a rock song. Especially for traders that feel they missed out on a trade. So here we go through the I'm human grandstanding. I see through you. And when I remove myself more than 2 years ago from you. Now, we were married apparently. I didn't even know about this relationship. He must have been watching my videos. He never commented before. Interesting. So, 2 years is when my journey really started. What is funny is I just don't meet any traders anymore. Yeah, dude, because we were on Skype with traders from around the world. It was pretty interesting, right? For a moment there 2 years ago. We met at, I hate to sound like romantic, but we met at FX Street out of Barcelona. But then people got vicious in the chat room. They shut that. The whole thing just, everybody went their separate ways because when you get traders together, okay, they don't always agree to disagree. And I'm here to learn. So if somebody tells me, I heard a bunch of stuff yesterday where I'm kind of figured out, somebody's talking about the inner workings of the Forex market. I go, that makes sense, All businesses have their loopholes, angles, and they push as far as they can, right? Like on ads on TV, it'll say, this is, strengthen your teeth. They get this data from a beaker, a tooth in a beaker. There's no fucking way you can put mouthwash in that's going to restore your fucking enamel. We all know that, but that's what the ad runs, right? Because they probably figured out what the report has to say to make that legal, and then they backward engineered and go, okay, get a beaker, get some enamel, throw it in there, and just let it kind of like mold out. Okay, it's growing. It got bigger. We're all being betrayed and tricked and fooled. But since I'm not selling anything, you can take or leave what I'm saying, just like what Gibson's saying. Dave Gibson, take it or leave it. It's only the undistracted, mature person that would actually say, no, I can put my ego aside on this one. I'm listening. Go for it. And of course, anybody that thinks quickly is already like, if you're talking to me, I'm already constructing my argument. Like there's something wrong with that. People say, oh, no, you're not listening. No, I'm listening. I can see where you're going. I've been there, done. I've been down that road. I know the next thing you're going to ask me. In fact, I know the next thing you're going to say. Because I've thought the same thing on a loop, and I've talked to enough people. I have met a lot of traders. All sorts of people from different walks of life. And everybody's in different reason. Because some people are literally trading, I swear to God, they're millionaires. And they're trading for kicks. Instead of getting hooker, they trade the market. Because they enjoy the risk. They're not risk adverse. If they make some money, it's gambling. So this is why they say, oh, you don't want to gamble? Well, rich guy can gamble. And Akil Stokes once said, if you're here just to have fun and trade and gamble, get out of the room. Because we're fucking serious goddamn traders here. We have geometry. We don't talk supply. We have geometry. We have Gartleys. We have ciphers. We have shit we invented on the spot. We're coming out with a new pattern. I don't want to announce it right now. Next month, it's going to be 50 grand for the fucking pattern. 50 grand. And I'll show you how to queue it up on the chart. That's another 20 grand maintenance fee. So here we go. 3 years of trading this guy. So after he left me, he took this journey, this wonderful journey. It really started. What is funny is I just don't meet any traders anymore. Yeah, because most of the people, the guys... Show me your statements. I don't even want to listen to you talk unless you show me your statements. I don't care if you're just some fucking bozo on the street. talking Forex. Can you imagine a homeless guy holding up a sign? I'm waiting for the homeless guy that's holding up a sign with a crayon written, I'll work, I'll trade your account in Forex if you give me $1. I have high leverage accounts offshore. Hey, I'm ready to go. I will trade for food. I will execute MT4 scripts for food. I'm waiting for the guy with the homeless sign. People are like, what is that sign he's on? I'm pulling over going, get in. So he says that after 2 years of his funny thing is he's I just don't meet any traders anymore. Listen to this line. Now this should tell you everything about this guy. They're all full of shit. They're all full of shit. He can't learn from anybody, but he's a good learner. Let me if he's listening, let me tell you about life, buddy. Your teachers aren't the people you pay to teach you. Shit happens in your life, and when you figure out a workaround that is not in the book, when you MacGyver your life, this is when you learn. Right? Life hack. Look up life hack on YouTube. How to life hack whatever. Hack's a good thing, not a bad thing. You figured it out. So now he's on this journey. And so he says that they're all full of shit. He says, I always ask just one single question. And this is the question that I gave him years ago. And I would say this in every on Skype, I'd always throw this out to anybody in the room. When they said, I'm going to take this trade, I'd say, where's your stop? So he stole my line from me here. I should go after him on that alone. He goes, I always ask just one single question when I'm in a trade room. Not an entry or a target, but where's your stop loss? So not an entry or target, but where's your stop loss? That's what I ask people a million times. By that, I know their level of trading. No, you don't. You don't know shit. Because he trades one size, man. I already know it. From what he's telling me, he trades one single size. He does not trade a 10K, a 13K, a 10, a 5, whenever it's appropriate to trade that size. Right? Because he thinks a 100 pip stop is too wide. 100 pip stop on a 1K is, right? On a 50K, it's got to be a lot tighter to risk the same dollar amount, the same $10 risk. You got to scooch that up, right, on the 50K trade. But he's got it all dialed in. He knows when to pull the trigger. He trades at the market, I'm guessing. No limit orders for this guy. No stop entry. Maybe he just trades at the market, because he's killing it. He's a sniper. So you can just read so much into what he's saying here. I can dissect how he trades. I know what he's doing. And we've all been there. We've all traded like this guy. This is not for everybody to just babysit a fucking chart and have all this criteria in your head. I just don't know how he's doing. I can't imagine he's killing it. Why is he so pissed off at me? Like he's found nirvana, and now he's going to come back and tell everybody, you got to get off this channel. Let's stop listening to this crazy motherfucker. I'm buying right here. We just stop hunted these guys on the 30 minutes. See that new lower low? I'm just going to buy there. It's down. Fuck it. I'm bullish. So, and look where I got out. I should have shorted more there, right? That's what you would say. But I don't want to manage. I'm usually trading long only because it's too hard to manage all the tickets. And here's the dollar yen coming back for a move. So should we get on the dollar yen and jump the 5-minute train? Sure, why not? So look at, we got a pullback in the dollar yen. Let's do a little scalp here. I got a big bet of orders resting below here. When you fix the scale, it's a bitch to get back to. I was looking at the big picture. But we are on the trading time. We're day traders, so we're looking to trade this. I'm going to put buy limits in. So I'm going to put these 2-hour pullbacks in. And buy one more here at the market as they stop hunt this guy. And then I got my buy limits trailing beneath. And I'm going to go into the limit grids and put in like a plethora of shit here. Risk 20 to make 10. Very counterintuitive. Risk 20 to make 10. But I want to make my 10, damn it. Fuck these guys. Okay. I'm putting in those ones I just told you with trying to make 4 pips. So you see my targets. stacking up here. I'm going to be out. As we approach the breakout point, I want to be out. High probability that sellers are going to come up into that, and this is my greedier trade, which starts to come in. C7's coming in here, trying to make 20 pips with a 15 pip stop. So the ratios, you can set each key, and you can have more than that. If you don't even have to have 10 buys and sells. I'm just saying I have it programmed that C is going to be, you set right mouse click on the script and set hotkey. I'm saying that when I get to the C orders, I'm going to make that on the board control, right? Control 1 and control 2. So I know when I hit, this is market order. Right? Boom. My magical keyboard, which he doesn't understand. Trading's about execution, not about making market calls. So this has not occurred to him yet. He's probably manually trading or something, God knows, right? So now that he's been free from me for 2 years, and he's used that phrase in rooms, I can tell by your stop levels what your level of trading is. And if I have to meet a trader that is on my level, this is just so funny. This is the funniest shit I've ever read. If I have to meet, like it's a chore to meet somebody, if I have to meet a trader that is on my level, probably they're not here. Oh, they're not even watching this channel. Only me, I'm on his level. I'm beyond his level, so he thinks I'm below, right? It's like what people are reading Dave Gibson going, dude, you're not saying anything. Well, he is, but it's very subtle, right? Subtlety is lost on if your mind can't abstract, you're in a heap of trouble, right? Because you cannot learn every chair on the planet, right? Concepts and precepts are different. You can't learn every chair that could ever be on the planet to know what a chair is. You should know the makeup of a chair, that a Barca lounger is a chair, and so is a chair, and a director's chair is a chair. Those are all chairs. They're variations on a chair. So when you learn the concept chair, 4 legs, a back, a place to sit your fucking ass, you don't memorize every fucking pattern, every candlestick fucking, which I was trying to do. I've been there. I've done this fucking shit this moron's doing. So we're all morons. We're all morons right now learning, right? If I didn't say, look, I know this thing, I'm telling you everything I know, I'm always going to sound like I'm grandstanding. And because I have a sense of humor, so sorry. I'm sorry to be a fucking human being. This guy is like, I know what this guy's mentally at. And he's so greedy, you could die. Greedy and arrogant. Great combo plate, right? Not to say that that's not how you win the war. I'm buying more here at the stop hunt, and I'll buy more on limits. I'm just buying. I like to buy. I just don't give a fuck. That's my other big power point, is I don't give a fuck. I'm carefree. I'm careless. You can't, the market can only give me a better price if I buy down here. Right? We want to buy low, so it's coming down into my order bank. Right? Easy, right? But psychologically difficult. Because if you're thinking I should be short right now, why didn't I sell up there? Now you're distracted with that thought, and you're not thinking, what should I be doing right now? Mark Douglas says, what is the trade right now? Fuck what just happened 10 minutes ago. Fuck yesterday. But if you're nostalgic, if you're sentimental, which I'm a very sentimental person, I had to become unsentimental to trade. A sentimentalist will look back on the chart and go, you know, I could have done that. Right? You're in trouble. What is the trade right now? And do you have the carefree state of mind to pull the trigger on that trade? Now I'm going to put all these buy stops. I'm going all the way into the high. I'm a C8, C9, C10 right there. I just put in like 10K on stop, 1 pip stop entry breakouts to the north side. And the only reason I'm doing that instead of a market order is that I just know that this is going to be that wide. It's a market order, let's face it. 1 pip above. Are you kidding me? And they could be trapping me, for that matter. Even on that. The better trade is the limit. I'm going to put the limits in now. The better trade is C2. But I wrote this to be this lasts for 2 hours of script. How long that lasts is very critical to your survival rate, especially if you typically overtrade, that's how you make money. So there's a big contradiction in trading. that if you're under trading, you're in trouble as much as if you're over trading, because you're really not big enough to even make money. If you're not risking, if you haven't blown up an account, you're not trading big enough. So it's obviously a balance point in percentage of risk. Maybe you risk 10% at one moment of the day, but are you really risking, maybe risking 10%? You have tight stops and you're in a hairy position. You're actually 10% risk of your account in that moment in time. Later on, you're only risking 2%, and you have very wide stops, and you're swing trading the drift. And you're not making as much money as you made on the flash crash or that burst out or that breakout where you just cleaned up, you had the perfect script for the perfect situation. It's completely different. So he says he's probably not going to, there's nobody here that is on his level. Not in chat rooms, not anywhere, not anywhere. This guy he's also an all or nothing thinker. Notice the catastrophizing he's able to do. Not anywhere. Absolute statements, not anywhere. And if they are there for fun. What? You, simpleton, are a disgrace as a person. Well, I knew that. This is nothing new to me. Ask my 2.5 ex-wives if I'm a disgrace, right? My first wife would say, I had to start a marriage, right? The first wife would say I'm a disgrace. She called me, I swear to God, a scoundrel. I thought, honey, you're not old enough that you know what that, you're not from the era to use the word scoundrel. Scoundrel, right? Because I didn't want to join her tribe of mentally ill family members. Right, let's face it, you marry somebody, you marry the family. You're in the family, it's like a mafia setup. So this personal attacks on me are just incredible, right? I'm a disgrace as a person. Attacking noobs. I'm not attacking noobs. I'm supposedly attacking these professional guys that, I'm sorry, I misread it. You're attracting noobs and the same level of personality like yourself. Right? So we're going to take over the planet with rudeness. Oh my God. This guy needs a safe space worse than anybody I ever fucking met. So I'm attracting noobs. Dude, I'm attracting people that they're cracking up because they've been through all this bullshit and they're like, yeah, I remember when I used to think like that. Plus, I'm attracting newbie. Who's not attracting newbie traders? You think the newbies over at Power Trading are be treated any better? Paying up the ass for education and no trading? They don't teach you how to trade. They instruct you on the left. They're hindsight traders. Look at it. Trade the left side. They're looking at the left side chart, going, see the Gartleys, see how they're queuing up. It's going to give us a clue on the future. No, it's not. Not in any fucking way, shape, or form. And if it did, they wouldn't have a channel. They would just trade it, right? It makes no sense. It's glamour profession marketing, right? You get the usual trappings in the room. You got a gold Buddha on your desk. You know, mine would just be like pure chaos in the room. Yeah, come to my chaos trading channel. And why am I attracting noobs? I'm attracting people that have an open mind. Like newbies are the best people in the world because they've never been burned and they have beginner's luck because they have a carefree state of mind. There's no such thing as beginner's luck. It's that they don't give a fuck. They don't realize the danger they're in, so they take trades that, talk to any trader, and if they say stuff like, yeah, I won't do that trade again. Well, yeah, because you got burned on that trade doesn't mean that you could have done it in a smaller size or done it more frequently at different price levels. That approach, and this is why Akil Stokes says, I used to blow up accounts. Yeah, but that wasn't because you had lack of advanced patterns. You just didn't know what the fuck you're doing. Don't blame it on the other system. Just blame it on you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like you don't understand size. Well, you can write about a trade, and of course, if you're really right about a trade and you're not big enough, you feel like that's a loss. I would feel like, hey, I lost money on that. I mean, I made money, but Jesus Christ, I could have really loaded on that. I was so afraid to get in that price level. I thought it would keep going down. I was so afraid to sell up there. I thought it was going to keep going up, and I thought the trend's my friend. And we've been through this shit, man. The trend's your fucking friend. No, the range is your friend. Actually, the sell-off's my friend. Here, I'm getting more fills here on these. I'm looking for a crush down here. Stop these fuckers out on this wick. I'll buy that off them. Right. If we can even make it down there. We're still in the trap zone here. I'm loading up 5 minutes before the bottom of the hour. I'm loading up here. And I'm I'm trading 1 pip above on breakouts. I'm putting on all the monster big targets here. Let's see what happens. If in Europe we have this big short squeeze for this walk down here, and I make 30 pips, I'm happy, right? I'm not greedy. I'll be happy with my targets are all spelled out here. You can see my targets. I'm not trying to make this thing to 115. The other people, you would swing trade it to 115 on your swing account, right? So you have to have a swing account and a scalping account. I'm just saying if you really are serious, if you're really serious about trading. And the seriousness that trading brings to it, because you know you're attracting noobs at the same level of personality like yourself. Oh God forbid, right? Anybody has a thought outside of the politically correct world of utopianism. God forbid, right? People that think for themselves. God forbid. I'm buying right here and beyond. So all the limits, and I'm buying on stops now for the scalp one. This is the one that looks to make me 3 pips. Now I'm putting the long-legged stops in as we come down this crush. And as soon as it starts going up, I'm letting them fill me on the stops. And, fuck here. They won't take the order if it moved up into that. But this broker lets you trade inside the spread, so that's good. So how can you tell if they let you trade inside the spread? You go to new ticket. You go to trading. Go to new order, and then go to pending. And if it says your order has to be at least 0 pips away, they're going to let you trade inside the spread. So you're attracting noobs. I think I'm just attracting people. Let's not single anybody out. People that have been trading a long time could see. And it's really, I'm all about the scripts, right? Like I said, I'm not about the, what is that? I just saw it. That's the British pound. Oh, the dollar yen still going up, drifting up in a creeper gear. Death of 1,000 cuts to the bears. I'm going to buy stops in here. So this is a good setup. Look at the 5 minute. We pulled back. I'll buy at the market. We buy all pullbacks on the 5 minute uptrend. Are we in an uptrend? People, can I get a show of hands? Is the dollar yen an uptrend? Could it be the end of the trend? Should I put a buy stop further above here? More conservative entry to get picked up if it really breaks out and follows through. And should I put buy limits below? I'll do both. So I'm going to put buy stops and buy limits below. I'm also going to hand place orders that start at this level right here. I'm going to buy this whole vacuum pullback, because if we're going to go up, we got to come down and crush everybody before we go up. This is classic market auction shit. We got to crush down in the supply demand zone before we go up. I'm laying all these puppies in, and I'm long the euro, right? I'm long the euro on stops. I got limits pending. I will buy the retest. It could retest. Anything could happen. We could retest. So, and the challenge is to trade it from the long side for me. Buy stops now. They trapped the wick. We want to buy this stop hunt right there. We're getting in at the stop hunt. No confirmation. The confirmation is that we got down here. Confirmation is they filled your fucking ticket. That's your confirmation. Now I'm putting the scalps. Now I'm putting some long-legged guys. Now I'm going to put limits. Now I'm just going to walk away. Here's the 2-hour limits coming in at different prices. As the market comes down, I've got my front running the market with a bank of orders with a master stop. So as they drop in, every time it comes down, I hit this button. Every time it comes down, I hit that button. That will accumulate with a master stop way down here at the very bottom of this whole stack. This whole stack I'm buying on pullbacks, on limits. We're 25 seconds before the top of the hour, before the second hand tops in the bottom of the hour. Half-hour trading. We're on the half-hour chart, right? We want to lock it in here. Locking in here, buying into this stop hunt. We're buying the stops off of the bulls here. Right? Remember the trend line? People are saying, well, I'll try to break out of this. Because on the 1 hour, they're like, oh yeah, it broke new lows. I'm a turtle trader. Okay. Now, it broke that trend line. Does it mean we're going down? Well, where's the current trend on 30 minutes here? So we're in that quandary. Are we gonna keep going down now? Is this the new channel? I don't know. But I know one thing. If it goes down, I want to buy. So I'm going to do it again. I'm running that 2-hour script all day long here. And I may not get filled. And if I don't get filled, I'm buying right now because this half hour is down. Buying at the market because the half hour is down. If it goes up, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let it cash out of everything I'm loading right now. Buy stops are coming in here. 1 pip above, right in the trap, and putting buy limits out in front. Just an insane amount. And martingale, because it's going to buy fatter down here on these tickets. Buy fatter down there. So how much can you handle? How much chaos can you handle? Can you make money from this chaos right here? That's my challenge. To do one trade in the morning, okay, I got it. You're really a lazy fuck. And then you're gonna rip me apart here on the thing. So I'm a disgrace as a person because I was apparently attracting noobs at the same level of personality like you. It was funny in the beginning to listen to you. Okay, I liked it in the beginning, but now you're wearing on my nerves. That's what I told my first wife. You were cute, but now you're nagging me. But that's all it was. Fun and amusement. To make it as a trader, pal. Now listen to this. Just so everybody's got a heads up here. But this is coming from the king of trading. 2 years of trading, 3 years of trading. To make it as a trader, pal, you'll have to develop a different approach. You don't need scripts and fancy keyboards. You don't need execution. Oh, say no to scripts and keyboards. Say no to pressing a button that buys a 10K at the market. Say no to this. Say no to this keyboard. What the fuck? Who is this guy? Say no to trade. How about say no to trading? Be an analyst. He's good at calling the market so far, right? You can see his calls. He posted it in my comments yesterday. He's wrong on the pound. He's wrong on the yen. He's right, kind of, depending where he got on the euro. I'm buying the euro right here, pal. Oh, buying spikes just doesn't work. Really? This was a 10 pip entry to make 40 pips. In how much time? This morning? Easy peasy? Who can see the sell-off was coming? Who can see a retest coming? Supply and demand zones, he claims 6 people have taught him. You gotta love this shit. Here we go. Now, this will be he's coming to the conclusion of this. You don't need scripts and fancy keyboards. You fancy keyboard guy. Dude, it's just a fucking point of sale keyboard you see at goddamn fucking McDonald's. Okay? It's commercial grade. I'm a real trader. I'm a professional trader. I have professional gear. I have professional Dell monitors. I'm not trading on a 4K monitor where I'm not trying to watch a movie, dude. I'm trying to this is a real trading house here. We have a real trading room. And so he says, it's funny at first, right? You don't need fancy keyboards. You don't need fancy keyboards. You won't to make it look easy, but it's not. You want to make it look easy, but it's not. I want to make it look easy, but it's not. It is easy. The problem is your fear. This guy's so full of fear. Why would he lash out to me? Fear and anger are on the same palette, right? So here we go. So you make it look easy, but it's not. With your style, it's pure luck every time. With my style, it's pure luck every time. Because, well, he knows it's not a random thing, right? He understands market structure. He understands price action. It's not luck for him. He knows exactly what he's doing. You can see by his calls so far. Total fuck up. You really think that dollar yen's going to 110 now? When's he going to, when it keeps going up, is he going to go, yeah, geez, I guess it's not going to 110. Oh boy. So you make it look easy, but it's not. With your script style, it's pure luck every time. If it goes your way or not, if it goes or not your way, and you know it, so now that's the end of that thing. I don't know what that means. I think he's thinking that I'm making money from random outcome. Gee, sorry. Sorry, I wasn't so sophisticated as this guy. So then he says, and this is the clincher. I said to him, oh, so your short dollar yen is going 110. He goes, once we break 112.743. I looked at it on the chart. It seems to be, it must be a fib level because it doesn't match up any breakout point. Once we break 112,743. Now listen to this. I'll leave it at this note and I'll close out the video. Won't torch you anymore but we've all been here, right? We all used to think like this. With the ultimate certainty, he's going to state, and that's why I had a copy, because he's going to come back and delete this shit. I know these people, they'll come back and delete that and go, I didn't never said that. So I captured this. I should have done a screen capture, but I just had to get it in a font I could read here. So once I'm buying more here. I just got a signal. It's not going down. I'm buying. So with my fancy keyboard, you don't need scripts to make money. Well, how are you going to be a consistently winning trader if you don't? Like, I used to have this account that I traded on the keyboard, and I had all the scripts, and I was only able to make so much money per day. And I thought, yeah, because I've refined it to the keyboard. I know my risk, and if I keep pulling that trigger, I know what I should make. And the profits weren't big enough, and the tickets weren't big enough, and they had a 200 limit. The broker had a 200 limit order placement. So they were kind of keeping me from over trading in a way, because I go to run a script and it's like, oh, sorry, you better delete something or wait for something to delete itself. And you're forcing yourself. The scripts are a tool to force yourself to be a disciplined trader. I wait for that script to delete in 4 hours. If it doesn't fill, this is all built upon execution. You cannot deny, and this guy, I don't understand, he's young. Can he see, he's using a computer to type to me on the internet, but then he denies the power of a computer when it comes to high-frequency trading, which I think it's high-frequency trading. I'm trading a lot, right? Some guy posted, which had 147 trades and he made fucking 56%. Yeah, look what I'm doing. I'm showing you how to run these scripts, too. I'm pressing, but you're going to write different scripts than me because you want to trade the guppy. You're going to need a fucking 50 pip stop. I'm trading the euro at a half a fucking pip spread with no commissions here out of the islands, right? Fill in the blank. Anything, for some reason, all the rich people must live there. And so, I'm a disgrace, right? But he says, once we break 112,743, you can blindly sell to 110. Blindly sell. In other words, listen, people, don't listen to me. When the dollar yen breaks 112.4, why am I even saying this? Fifth decimal point. When it breaks 112,743, you can blindly sell into 110 and more to 102. Yeah, that's trading. I'm putting this in the quote of this video. I'm going to call this video Kelvin Calls the Yen. It's a perfect fit. Once we break 112, you can blindly sell into 110 and more to 102. Yeah, that's trading, but you will probably be buying every spike down. Ha ha. Shorting, if you really knew anything about price action, like pros do, if you knew anything like price action like pros do, but I am not here to reveal my knowledge, pal. Not to you, not to anyone. Maybe for 50K, I would teach someone. He would teach someone for 50 grand. Anybody got 50 grand? You want to give this guy 50? You want to give this guy $5 for this advice? Maybe for 50 grand, I would teach someone, where are my level of interest? Where are my level of interest, which is key in trading, is my own thing. Only one guy on the planet trades like me. Keep asking for proof. I don't have to prove anything. It's not me who is doing those crap videos. So because I'm doing a video and not charging, his logic is, I should, prove it. Just by me. He goes, it is you that needs it is you that needs credibility. Okay? I'm still waiting for his demo post. Dude, I don't know if you do a fake demo post In fact, you could even do a video where you hindsight talk over it, like the last ICT video where he tapes the whole video and then he talks on top of it going, okay, this is what's going to happen. I go, dude, you know what's going to happen. I'm doing this real fucking time, dude. It takes a long time. I'm recording in high res, so it takes a long time to upload the video. But trust and believe. Well, I need to prove something here on my crap videos. Yeah, I don't have a bucket. I don't have a I don't know what the video is supposed to say other than I'm fucking trading the thing right here, real fucking time. I'm in this fucking trade. Trust and believe. I'm buying this goddamn. I'm scalping this euro right now in the morning. Trust and believe to make 20 pips. Right? I'm looking to make 20 pips. He's looking to make 102 on the yen. So it's you that needs credibility. I need credibility. Right? Sure. I got you, buddy. I'm buying more. They've trapped people here. Let me get rid of this channel, this down channel. Delete all objects. We bought the stop hunt. We're in, like Flynn. Those are the stop entries we're going to buy at the market, and I need to stop buying. But the problem is I'm not in enough margin. And if I was trading this manually, I'd just buy a standard lot right now. Like, of course, with a stop, I don't have that ticket queued up because I'm trying to say that you don't need to. I'm trying to prove also the fact that if you don't trade bigger than a 10K, if you trade a 10K and down in a spectrum of orders in that, as soon as you do that, like as soon as I took that account that only allows 200 orders and I changed the sizing just by a little bit, on the whole disciplined trading platform of 10 trades, you got 10 buys and 10 sells. You pick the greatest hits of your scripts. Put them on the hotkey keyboard. My magical keyboard that I don't need. I don't need to trade the market to make money. I just make bad market calls. Right? I have a newsletter. This guy should write a newsletter. He should have a professional. I treat everybody nice. I don't mock anybody. He comes from the world of, well, you have to, say you had a kiss ass. You're a salesman at the dealership. You don't have to do that trading. You don't have to ask for approval. You can do stuff. And so he's finding his journey. And I wish him the best. We only met on Skype because we were all from the same Barcelona, Spain site, FX Street. And so I did videos on FX Street, right? I used to post them in there before they turned down their blog, right? I used to post the most outrageous charts you can only imagine, right? Just pure grids and shit. People are like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, what the fuck isn't it? Right? What isn't it? Not what is it? What isn't it? This is, Ayn Rand was good at that. Flip it over. Okay, so imagine a world like without these other things. Oh, well, that's more horrifying. So I think it's hysterical. Love it to death, though. I'm trading out of pure luck. I trade out of pure luck because I don't have any. Notice I don't have any volume analysis on the screen, and I can put it on there for kicks, but I can almost guarantee you. I can predict the volume. That on this bar, the volume's going to be big, but the range is big. It doesn't do me no good. Let's turn on volume here. Let's insert volume. This is what these fucking idiots at the level 2 trading do. What are you making fun of? Yeah. Because you got your head up your ass. You got to look at your equity. Are you making any fucking money? Can you make any money trading? I don't care if you use a sundial is your reference. Order flow, accumulation. How about just raw volume? Let's make it big and fat so we can see it. I'll bet there's a volume spike on that. This is the stuff he's telling me. Well, looky here. There's a volume spike on that. I told you volume. Did you get in there? I asked him last time I talked, did you get in there? The guy came unwrapped like a fucking girly man on me. I said, did you get in there at that high? Look at big volume here. I'm getting in there. I don't care about the volume. This is just on this one broker too, right? Look at lack of volume. Oh, nobody's... Okay, are you selling up into this doubled bottom becoming a top on the half hour? Are you selling that structure level? Oh, no, I don't... There's lack of volume. What does volume tell you about this shit? Nothing. Fucking nothing. Stop it with the volume. Like, I cue this up to the top of this. Well, volume's picking up. Yeah, because the range is picking up. What the fuck? Here, do I buy here? Well, there's not a lot of volume. I don't get in there. Okay, it's all coming back to me. We're looking at the chart. I swear to God on Skype, we're sharing screens, and I said to him, okay, I'll give you the volume break. How about low volume? This is the interesting place to get in. Low volume. Oh, no. We get in on high volume. I do, but the ATR, the true range is up on high volume. Gee, did you ever think about that? Look at the low volume entry here. You want to get in before the fucking crowd finds out, dumb fuck. Low volume entry. He says, well, no, it's about high volume. All this fucking level 2 cunts are looking at high volume. Oh, look at high volume. Like, dude, you missed the fucking trade. It was up here. High volume on this smash up here. Were you in on that trade? Or are you going to look at hindsight volume and go, big volume down here? Oh, what is it doing for you now? Well, I'll buy there. Well, I'm buying there anyways. It's support. Well, it confirms my... Well, I guess we're all on the same page here. There's no argument with me. Move along. Why are you so mean? Because you're talking out of you're saying stuff that's insane. Who can let that go by? Who with a fucking mind can let stupidity pass by them without commenting? Of course. That's the point, is to think out loud, man. I mean, you don't want to talk to yourself like a homeless person on the street. When you talk to yourself, make sure the doors are locked and NSA mics are turned off. You don't want somebody to come and SWAT team your house like Brazil and say, oh, take him away. He's talking to himself again. We got a drug for that. We shut the fuck up and you can just take professionally presented trading courses and blow up your account all day. That's the other option. But yeah, it's a laugh a minute, man. It's a laugh a fucking minute. That volume thing's really working out good for me. What cracked me about a volume is I put up on the 4-hour chart, I go, well, that's kind of funny. It looks like the volume goes up and down. That could be when the market's open. This must be Asian session. It's like Renko bars or tick bars. Let's smooth out the data. Let's wait 15 ticks per bar. Okay, I can see the structure now. You're not trading. In power trading, they're not trading. They're just sitting there watching the market. Well, if we get up in this level, we're going to look for a pin bar and an inverted doji with an abandoned baby, and we'll take that trade. Okay. I see what you're saying. Capital preservation guy, huh? I've seen this approach. Yeah, because you got to save the money to pay for our course. You think we want you blowing up your fucking account with your hard-earned money? You have to get the module 8. It's so you go on their site, you could spend 10 grand on all their bullshit learning courses. Right? You got to get in touch with your emotions. Why does it bother me that I'm losing money today? Am I a loser because I'm losing money? I mean, I got a hot girlfriend. I mean, I waxed my car. I don't think I'm a loser. Am I a loser? Well, you didn't take the 12-week 12-week loser transformation. Would make you a winner. Why you want to transform me again? Well, you're obviously a loser. We're going to transform you from being a goober to a fucking... You'll be, what's his name? And he lost tons of money. All these people have drawdowns. We're going to make you into, who's the famous currency trader? I can't remember his name. Young guy. His dad was famous. He had money. He was like a Trump. Like his dad was successful. And, anyways, any of those people, right? So, yeah, you're a loser. Come join us. Fancy keyboards. You and your fancy keyboards. You and your trading. You and you pulling the trigger on little baby orders. How can you make money? Like, Christ, man, 50 cents per transaction. If you could make that from all the trading that's going on today, well, you're only making 50 cents per transaction, man. It's not too good. Okay, you're just make it up on volume. And that joke's true in Forex. It's a true joke. Okay, here comes the top of the hour, and this better go up or we're in a heap of trouble here. Actually, I hope it goes down, honestly. So I'm going to buy all these new lows. I'm buying the stop hunt again. We're retesting and buying, buy. These are all my drops. I wonder what I'm doing in this currency pair. Oh, they're coming into my buy limits. Go figure, right? Gosh, so I finally realized my prop. If you sold the top of this wick like a dare fucking devil yesterday, you are up 50 goddamn pips on that trade. Look how long that take to pay out, though. Now we want to buy, right? So it's like, oh, we buy, we sell, we buy, we sell. My head's spinning. My head's spinning. All this buying and selling you talk about, all that button pushing on the keyboard, that's just so wrong. You don't know shit about trading. Look at the volume's dropping off. What should I do? What should I do? Should I buy? Low volume? Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Top of the hour is coming. It's going on sale. Should we buy? I say yes. Buy the market. Buy on stops. And put the small tickets with the wide stops. Oh, boy, I'm using the fancy keyboard right now. And, oh, yeah, there you go. So now we have the limits that I'm going to put in front, which are going to be psychotically deep for 2 hours. I'm probably still getting filled on some of the limits from earlier. So these by every 5 pips. You can't put enough of those in, honestly. I'm looking for that black swan flash crash here. Because this is how we do it. This is how we make money. A couple buy stops. Trailing above. If the market should reverse. And we have 9 minutes of buying here going on. We're buying into the sell-off at the market. Put some stops, put some more limits. You could write one. It is possible to have this one script that's just going to do so great, right? But best to actually hand place like this and say, okay, I'm going to buy every fucking pip on the way down here. Every fucking pip on these limit grids right here. Super dense order packs into this 10 pip range now. So now I really am going to put a 20 pip stop to make 40 pips here. You barely see the risk $20 to make $30. So this is a good ratio, right? And we're going to risk 30 pips to make 15. And I'm going to start that order down here. Because if we do take out this low of the day, you can only imagine the amount of buyers that are going to come in like you can't believe right here. Right? We're coming into the supply zone, retesting this bottom. We're buying a retest. We want to get about $3,000 of margin going here for this monster scalp. And we have potential to fill another. And if we run wider stops, say 25 pip stops, we accumulate and take a drawdown into this thing as it comes down and meets our order banks. And then I start putting these in. And I have all the confidence of an angry trader to put this in like this all the way down. I'm surprised he doesn't have buy limits sitting at 110 so he can trade it the other way. He's like, I've already got my buy limits set at 110 on the dollar yen to trade it coming back. One man's target's another man's entry. It should be. Right? As the dollar yen approaches 113.50 here on my swing trading account. Looking for a crash back on the... I'm looking for a crush on the euro here still. Okay, buying is about... I'm putting my last buy stops in now. 5 minutes before the top of the hour, I'm launching my last of the big greedy targets of 50 pips, 40 pips, and I'm going to put more limits in. I'm going to hand drop some, looking to $12 to make $12. $12 to make $12 down here. So delete all objects and just keep laying these in at fresh lows here. Right? Who's not buying down here? It's ripe, right? Can we make it down there? Now, this is where, if you had this set to an hour for these scripts, you're asking the market to drop 30 pips in 1 hour. You're challenging them, you're daring the market to drop that much here. Now, I'm still buying on the 5 minutes because it's down. It's a buy signal. You buy red, you sell green. You don't buy green. You don't chase. Okay, now buy stops. Now the scalps. Now, as soon as it starts going up, I stop. I let all those, and I got terrible entries up here, which if this was a real account, I would be deleting the overpriced trap trades on the upside of this. But since I'm in demo, it's about demonstrating the scripts and how they run. I'm not going to trade like this on real money in front of people because I don't. I'm long the euro on limits. I got long. I'm trading this to show you, if you want to trade the market, this is what you do. So I'm showing you how you build the script for how your trading style is. Now, no more buys. Let it cook. If they stop hunted this guy, yes. Should you have a buy limit here? Yes. This is the supply zone. This is buy low, sell high. We're low. 5 minutes before the top of the hour, if this goes up 15 pips, I would cash out of something and make money. That's all there is to it. Multiple trade plans. That's why you need fancy keyboards and scripts, because you have scaled in, scaled out. You're not betting the ranch on one fucking thing that you think you perfected. Maybe you are. Go for it. Be my guest. I'd love to see this guy publish, even if it's a fake thing. The fact he finds time to type all this shit, but he won't do that, I find. Talk about incredulous, is it? Credibility issues. Okay, top of the hour is coming. Let's see where we're at, and it's going to take me a lot of time to upload this. I tried a different saving format, but we'll see what happens here. We need to clip the trees on this wick. 5 minute. The sellers are going to come in there. We should be cashing out into this floor on something. So if you're trap trading, you bought here, it needs to come to here for you to cash out. That may not happen. They may keep crushing it down and crushing it down. You could have sold here at the 10-yard line just because it's at the 10-yard line. You're up 20 pips. Maybe you started buying here and you're underwater. But if you didn't buy a standard lot here, but you bought micros all the way down, you can see that you could be in a 20K, and if you martingaled it out where you're really buying down here, fatter and fatter and fatter, as you approach this window of support, not to mention you filled the vacuum, and maybe we're done filling that vacuum, we're going to come back up. Maybe not, but I'm not in that much margin, and I'm getting filled right now as we go up, and I'm getting, kind of bad fills, right? So, from a trend line's perspective, like this, shear down. Is this a sustainable trend? I always use, when I'm really love to buy, right? I ask myself, is this trend line going to hold on the 5 minute? Is this a flash crash? Will that trend line, look at the trend line on the 15. Will this trend line hold on the 5 minute? Now, it looks like it could hold here. As soon as I zoom out, the more I zoom out, the less likely you are to think that that is going to hold. See how just zooming in and out changes your perspective. Looks less likely to hold here. It could for a few more pips down. But of course, I have an answer for that. I will buy more. I have a lot of dry powder. So if you're on the sidelines waiting to get filled, you got an advantage over people that are already in the market going, oh my God, maybe I'm in too big. If the thought occurs to you, maybe you're in too big, maybe you should just let your 3 pip winners cash out, not move those. If I had $1 for every time I moved my take profits, and I never even, you have to trade everything you've done. Ultimately, everything you wrote, you never adjust. And sometimes you have to realize, you know what, I got to get out of this currency pair. Take all profits on that one pair, because that's going to do it, right? If you're trading multiple pairs, you shouldn't trade more than one pair per account, but I'm doing it just for demonstration purposes here. Here I'm going to buy this on limit pullbacks. Right, so that's 8 hours, and if all it does is come down and bounce, I don't care. I'm not looking for these glorious targets, right? I don't live in that wheelhouse of glorious profits. Here, coming down again, so they're going to fill my limits. Once again, I'm going to put more limits in front of the market, and I'll put a bunch at 113.60. On my real money, I'm buying into this. I swear to God, trust me. Buy stops here. I'm very aggressive on this demo, just to prove a point, right? That's why I traded really big, and because it's no fun to look at an equity curve that's like, it's kind of sloping up. I want to kill it. I just want to prove it can be done. And if I traded 25% of the size I'm trading here, I'm still making money on my real money. In the swing trading accounts, if you have the discipline to have a swing trading account where you don't know, you look at the trade once a week. Put in a script, you walk away. Not for everybody. People want to peek and see if the buns are done in the oven yet. Now they open the oven door, they fuck up the cook, and the whole cake shrinks, right? You can't open the oven and watch pot never boils. I don't know if they still use that phrase. So we can walk away from here. I'm locked and loaded. I will not buy any more unless they fill me on limits or fill me on stops, and I'm in at the market, and I'm in, 10 standard lots, just over 10 standard lots. And I don't know what's being filled in the background on the other trades either. That's another thing. I don't have access. I put buy limits because somebody's talking about Australian dollars, so I put buy limits. Australian dollar is going nowhere. It's trying to get up, but they're trapping people on the daily Australian dollar there. Canadian dollar, I go to 4 hour, and they're filling my buy limits again. Go figure, right? It's almost like it's ranging. Very easy to trade now. Okay, I got a buy signal on the euro. I'm going to buy at the market. I'm going to buy 20K right here on 2 tickets as long as they're trapped below this line. And they've trapped these trend traders, right? Because they're trading this downtrend. Can't you see it's in a downtrend? How long will this trend last? On the 5 minute, let's see. Let's wait for 3 more minutes to come back. Okay, we got post confirmation here. See the volumes perked up a little bit there? So it was good that I bought there. It's a good thing you done. Very good thing you done. Don't wish me into the cornfield. So right there, the last 5 minutes I got in volume. Now look at the volume coming up here. If you believe all traders 90% losers, you can trust the volume on every Forex broker. You can trust their volume, right? Because if you're in the crowd, here's a volume spike here. What does that say? If you're going to do volume analysis, look at this volume spike on a 10 pip range. But did you buy here at the top bottom on the 5 minute? Did you buy here to retest the flag? Well, how'd that volume help you? It's hindsight confirmation. Tells you to stay in a trade maybe, right? Oh, I was right about that entry hold. I was right about this trap. Look at all the volume that came in there. Liquidity. Another 5 minutes. We're waiting 1 minute. We have lower volume? What does that mean? I don't know. I don't do any fucking volume analysis. Why would I bother looking down at that shit? I'm looking to see if I'm making any goddamn money today. Are you kidding me? Momentum. Trend line on close 5 minute. 15 minute. A little steep. Only 2 touch points. The trend line on the... Don't draw a trend line on Wix. Draw them on closing prices. You're the first guy to get the trend line break entry. How can't people see that? What am I missing? Explain it to me. Anybody can defy this trend line break on close. You're waiting for a trend line breakout here. You're waiting for a trend line breakout here. You're waiting for confirmation out here. I'm already in the trade. Same thing on the sell side. I'm in the trend line break. Way back here. Right? Trend line break entry. My trend line is here. See the pullback? This is wave 1, 2, 3. I go short here. Where do you go short? Your trend line looks like this on Wix. I got a trend line here. Well, maybe you got in the same place I did, right? Maybe your trend line's here. But my trend line's here. I'm in before you. I'm short here. You're short here. Trend line break entry. Yeah, we both made money, but I got in sooner because I'm trading momentum on close. I can draw trend lines and momentum on close if I have a 1 period moving average. Wicks are bullshit for trend lines. They're fucking bullshit. All it tells you is the ATR was big during that thing. That's all it tells you. That's it. It's not helping you. Not helping me. Maybe it is helping you. Prove it. I'm going to start doing the prove it thing. Prove it. Right? I got my head up my ass. Prove it. So, here's the monthly. If you're long the dollar, the Australian to the monthly, you're hoping they trip this window up here and just crush up into there. And I'll be selling up into that. And how would I do that? My first limit starts here, where sellers come in. This is the supply-demand zones. Is this that complicated? It's just not that simple, you know. You can't just be throwing orders up there and supply and demand zones. I studied from 6 different people supply and demand zones. You don't understand, man. I used to have these people have arguments. I love to argue. I wanted to be an attorney, but I fell asleep while reading the books. I'd love to be an attorney in the courtroom and go, Your Honor, and I have this, I've been waiting all day for this setup. I knew the client, like they say, never ask a question you don't already know the answer to as you're an attorney. Of course, it's a chess game. You're thinking 5 moves ahead. This bozo's thinking, let me look at the volume. Range of the moment, right? Look at the volume. What the fuck he's using? Bank levels, and don't talk to a trader unless they can show you their books. Okay. So that means you're going to copy his trades. You're really thinking for yourself, aren't you? What the fuck is that about? So I'm just going to randomly throw orders at the supply and demand zones. It's crazy. You're just a reckless guy. You're a despicable human being. 5-minute volume analysis. Low volume. I'm not going to trade unless I see a volume spike. I'm going to sit on my hands. That volume's too low last 5 minutes. It's dropped off. It's not a good trade. Well, I guess it means volume's drying up from the sellers, right? There's your volume analysis. So, you know how this plays out. I'm not going to bore you to death. I'm 2 hours into this thing. You know how it plays out. You know how it works. Everybody knows we can learn from newbies. We can learn from the child pulling on your leg. Gee, Daddy, why are you being pulled over? Well, son, I made so much money trading Forex. I bought a Lamborghini, and I want to open it up and see what this thing can do. I actually have enough money for the ticket and a fake driver's license because I do this all the time. They've taken my license away so many times that, well, you know, we've all been there, right? We've all made so much money in Forex, so we get that speeding ticket in Lamborghini. We're like, damn it. Fuck, I go trade more. I go scalp a little bit to pay for that speeding ticket. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. That's my 200 pips. Sticking to it. There you go. To each his own, and everybody, blow up your account. Break a leg.